What's up YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a full Pokemon Trainer Blue manga team. Now, I actually did a Pokemon Trainer Green team manga, but actually messed it up, right, because they are different in English and Japan. So I'm doing Blues one this time. Leave those theme teams in the comment section below, people. The highest thumb up comment will be the winner. Any feedback on the video would be awesome too. So I was actually meant to put this one up yesterday, but I actually fell asleep on my keyboard, woke up with the alphabet on my face, and it was real. So I'm putting it up tonight. I normally don't upload on Thursdays, but I kind of had to. So we have a battle on my chat. If you do want to battle me on my chat, you can. I take battles there at a random time. This was a battle against Ian the Guy 93 on my chat. So now we have a Miss Magius lead against my Machamp. So it's been a while since I've used John Cena, and I was looking forward to using him again. So interestingly, the Miss Magius goes for a Memento first turn. So it's like, okay, so that when I say Memento, it definitely is a move that can cause swaps, right? Now we have the Crobat coming in. This was my Specs Machamp. I'll go over that set in a little bit. Swapping into my Scizor, which was also a special set too. Now, I was kind of calling the nasty plot on the swap there, so it's going to boost its special attack by 2 stages. Now, I know that Crobat can get Heat Waves, so I was really worried about it, but I didn't have actually much to swap into this thing. Anyway, so Crobat is going to go for the Air Slash, doing a lot to my Scizor. This is a max special attack, max health Scizor. With Technician, I've got on this Scope Lens and Focus Energy for those 100% crits. I've got Silver Wind for that scummy boost, Flash Cannon for stab, and Vacuum Wave for priority, and getting that Technician boost as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't do anything to Crobat. Obviously, it's very fast, and it's got a lot of special attack after that nasty plot. So Scizor is down, so not a very good start. This was a tricky run to get around. It's also got Black Sludge for a bit of recovery. So now I've got Porygon 2. Now, this isn't a normal Porygon 2 set. It's something a little bit different. So, on this set, right, I've got a max health, max attack Porygon with Brave Nature. It's actually going to go for another nasty spot, probably thinking that I'm an Everlight set. Most of them, like 99.9% of them are, which is fine, other than the Z crystal on it. So I've got a Trick Room on this. I've got Skull Bash, Recover, Toxic with the Analytic, and I've got Normalium Z. So Normalium Z is going to come off Skull Bash. This is all the way from Gen 1, with Porygon from Gen 1, not Porygon 2. I know a few people got confused last time I said that. Anyway, so going for the Normalium Z Skull Bash. It's got nice base power of 130 just normally. And I'm going to smash into that Crobat. It's going to be way too much for that to handle, and that is down. So that's really cool. Now, the idea is to get some Skull Bashes up, which is Stab, and also get a defense boost too, which makes me bulky and kind of makes up a little bit for not having the Everlight. Now we have Blastoise, which seems to be a physical set. Not sure if it was a mix set. If it did have Fake Out and 3 special moves, I wasn't sure. Anyway, so it's going to fake me out. I'm going to go for Skull Bash here. So I thought, bugger, if it is a physical set, I can go for Skull Bash, get a defense boost, and hit it with a nice stab move. So now it's going to hit me with the Waterfall. It's not doing too much damage to me. However, it's got the, it obviously is a full-out physical attacker. So now I'm going to go for the Skull Bash. Blastoise really can't touch me at all. And we have the Alolan Sand Slash coming in. So I can't do much to this at all. I can't go for Toxic. Skull Bash does, it does okay damage considering it resists it. And now the Trick Room wears off. So the Alolan Sand Slash is going to go for the Icicle Crash. Now, I knew this would be able to live this one because I got that Skull Bash right, and I got flinched by that. So that really sucks. I really wanted to get the Trick Room up because that would benefit the rest of my Pokemon. Anyway, so I'm going to get Iron-Headed, and I just left that one on Town Elf. I'm able to get off the Trick Room, which is nice because I'm going to be able to. I can either go for Recover the next turn, then start using Skull Bash again. Anyway, so going for Recover. I wanted to get. I was confident I could get maybe rid of this if I went for another Skull Bash. I could just continually hit it, unless it had some form of boosting his attack or whatnot. Anyway, so it's going to go for a Leech Life. Obviously, wasn't expecting me to go for Recover, so I was only on a little bit of health there too. So going for another Skull Bash, boosting my defense another stage. The Sand Slash is going to go for another Icicle Crash. It's going to do okay damage to me. Unfortunately, since I'm on a cooldown round, I can't use Recover because Skull Bash is a 2-turn move, obviously. So going for the Skull Bash on this turn, it's about a 5-hit KO, and Sand Slash is going to be able to take my Porygon out, but that's all good. The physical Porygon was actually pretty fun to use, Porygon 2. And it can have so many different moves on it, and Z moves too. Okay, so bringing in Psyduck. Now, I wanted to have tried this one out. This was all the way from Gen 1 as well. This was a counter set with Protect and counter, obviously, Blizzard and Hydro Pump with the Focus Sash. Okay, so the Trick Room runs out. I just went for the Protect here to see what move it was going to do to me. It also is very good against Fake Out users as well. It's going to be a physical Vikavolt. So I was thinking about this for a long time. I thought, well, I know that I can get a counter kill if that goes for Wild Charge, right? However, I want to save that for the end because it's a Pokemon I was a little bit worried about. So swapping a Rhyperior into the Wild Charge, which is not going to affect it. Now, this Rhyperior was also all the way from Gen 1 as a Rhyhorn, and this is as Double Edge, Rock Wrecker, and Submission. I really want to use Submission, so going for the Double Edge with Reckless. That's its that's its hidden ability, and I've got Choice Band on. So this thing hits really, really hard. Max health, max attack. Okay, anyway, so the Sand Slash is going to go for the Icicle Crash, which is super effective, but since I've got max health and it's got very nice defenses, I'm going to tank that one. Submission looks so funny too, and it's such a terrible move. So going for the Double Edge, since I'm I'm locked into that one, and that's going to be Sand Slash down. So probably after that, I'd say they would have guessed I would choiced at least, because why would you use a not very effective move? Anyways, so now we have the Linoon come out. So Linoon is going to be way too fast for me to outspeed, I know that, but I just thought I'd stay in with Double Edge anyway. It's going to be a special Linoon. Linoon, all normal types get a lot of, quite big move pools and big special move pools. So that's going to take me out with an Ice Beam. It's also got the Flame Orb there, for Quick Feet. So I can bring a Machamp and go for the Focus Blast, or I can go for the Hyper Beam. I decided to go for the Hyper Beam because I thought there may be a swap into the Vikavolt, and it's going to be able to tank that Focus Blast nicely. I went for Hyper Beam, and I think that was Hyper Voice, so we both went for a hype move, going for the Hyper Beam, and it just lives on like 1 health. However, it does have that Flame Orb, and that's going to be enough to take it out, thank God. I would have been so salty. So that is down good. I nearly got swept by a special Linoon. So now we have the Vikavolt coming out, so it's like, this isn't too bad. I can probably tank one on recharge and then go for Hyper Beam again. So I'm going to get hit by the Wild Charge from the Vikavolt. It's funny, the evolution line of that too. You got the Pimp Bust, then you got the Vikavolt. How it goes from an attacking Pokemon to a special attacking Pokemon. It's quite interesting. So going for the Hyper Beam does lots of damage, but it's quite bulky. I'd say they were probably running max health, max attack, and 2 Wild Charges are going to be enough to take out my Machamp. So we still have the Psyduck left, and we have Charizard as well, as you've seen. Now, this Charizard was a bulky Charizard set. It was quite fun to use. I have a Roost, obviously just for recovery. I've got Fire Spin to trap the opponent in, Will-O-Wisp to drop their attack, or halve their attack, and make me a little bit more bulky, and I've got Sky Drop. Fire Spin misses! I'm like, oh, that really sucks, because that would have been enough to take it out. However, it went down anyway to the Wild Charge, so that's cool. And I would have had problems with Blastoise. I could have gone for Will-O-Wisp. That was probably my best play. And then I could have, Sky Dropped it into the air. Anyway, so the last Pokemon I've got is the Psyduck, which I was saving for this point. Going for the Protect, because I know this thing has Fake Out, because it revealed it early on in the game. Now it's going to, obviously the Blastoise are going to go for Fake Out. Or why wouldn't you? You got nothing to lose. Now, I was wondering if it actually had a move to hit me for neutral, or is it going to go for Waterfall. Turns out it has Earthquake, which would be good on Blastoise for, electric types. And I actually had Focus Sash on this, but it lived on 2 health. I'm like, what? Somehow it tanked that here. Going for the counter. That's going to be enough to take out the Blastoise, and good game. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. That was a really cool battle. Like, the battle was just going, both ways all the time. And some interesting sets too. I like Memento Pokemon. You don't see them very often because they're quite risky to run. Anyways, next battle we have against Eckhart on my chat. Leading off with Scissor this time, the special Scissor. I quite like this. It's fun to use. So with the Scissor, right, it's the Technician set as I went before. So Vacuum Wave gets a boost. Silver Wing gets a boost because it's max power of 60, so it gets the full boost of Technician. Technician goes up, powers up move 60 and below. So if you can get moves of 60 base power, you're getting the full hit out of it. And also you can get a chance of boosting your stats. So now we have a Rotom here. This thing was a little bit of a problem, right? I couldn't actually do too much of it. I actually swapped the Porygon so I could get a Toxic on it, but unfortunately it's going to Volt Switch and go out of there. So now we have Spiritomb, which wasn't actually bad either because there's also a problem Pokemon. I got the Toxic on it, so that was really cool. That was a nice Spiritomb can run a lot of things, so I was wondering what I was going to do. I really can't do too much of this. I've got Skull Bash, which is going to do nothing. I've got Trick Room. I've already poisoned it, so Porygon 2 is, it's going to have to come out because I just can't do anything. So swapping back in Scissor, I thought I might be able to get some, I could get a Silver Wind boost against this. It's going to go for the Infestations. I was like, maybe it's got, it could be Toxic with Infestation set. I wasn't 100% sure, but commonly those two moves are used together, or just a status move to trap them in. So I've got the poison on the Spiritomb, which is good. I can go for a Focus Energy and then start attacking. That would be, my best bet. I could even go for, Flash Cannon or Silver Wind. That'd be my best bets, since Vacuum Wave is not going to do anything. So going for the Focus Energy there, giving myself a 100% crit chance. Now we have the Spiritomb go for Ominous Wind. So it's like, oh, okay, so it's going to be a boosting set too. It's also got Leftovers, if I didn't mention that one before either. So it's going to be a battle to see who can get those, who can get all those boosts first. The good thing here, I wasn't actually poisoned either. I was only getting hit by Infestation. So I was like, I really want to get this Silver Wind boost. I want to see how much this Scissor can actually do. So going for the Mighty Silver Wind, get that nice critical hit chance, and it doesn't happen. And the Spiritomb's now going to go for the Ominous Wind. I really like these moves. You just don't see them too often. Unfortunately, Spiritomb gets a boost in all its stats. And, I'm a little bit salty about that one. I love getting the... I wanted to get the boost first, but that's all good. It's such a small chance for it to happen, too. Anyway, so we have Spiritomb. It's going to be poisoned. It's going to go down the next turn, unless it had, Rest or something. I'm going to go down the next turn. I can't use Vacuum Wave. I know that I'm going to get outsped, obviously, because the Spiritomb got, a boost in speed. Anyway, it's going to go... It doesn't matter, because it's going to have Shadow Sneak as well, and that's going to be enough to take out my Scissor. That's all good, though. Scissor is down. And Spiritomb's going to go down too, even after the Leftovers recovery. That's not going to be enough to, stave off the poison damage it's been racking up for a couple of turns. Now, I've got Porygon, which I thought I could bring in because Spiritomb's out the way. And if the Rotom did come out, it may, it may attack me with maybe a T-Bot. I wasn't sure what it actually had. If it did have Volt Switch, commonly it can run T-Bot and Volt Switch as well. Anyway, we have the Dragonair coming out, guys. That's shiny, guys. That's shiny. Anyway, so it's going to go for the Dragonair. I'm guessing it either has Everlight or Focus Sash, one of those two items. I didn't play any games here because I wanted to just take this thing out. I didn't want to get swept by, my most hated shiny Pokemon. Funnily enough, I find Dragonite worse than Dragonair. Dratini actually don't... Funnily enough, I don't mind Dratini in the pink. I don't actually mind it too much, but then it kind of goes into the Dragonite and looks disgusting. Anyway, going for the Z Skull Bash. Literally go for the Skull Bash here, just lowering my head, and that's going to be enough to take out the Dragonair in one shot. So that's cool. I burn up my Z move, but I thought that was worth it. So now we have the Grumpig coming in. So I can't do much of this apart from going for Toxic and Skull Bash. The Grumpig is going to go for the T-Dance, which is annoying. So it's like Parafusion at the moment. So thank God it's been nerfed a little bit. Anyways, so Porygon, I think I went for the Toxic here because I really wanted to get on Grumpig. It can be quite bulky. Wasn't sure if it had res or anything, but I just wanted to get that Toxic on. Anyway, I thought that would be the best thing to go for instead of going for a Skull Bash because I might get paralyzed. That would really suck since it's a two-turn base move. So anyway, the Grumpig is going to go for Psychic on me. Since I'm lacking in Everlight, it's actually hitting me fairly hard. And Porygon 2 is going to hit itself in Confusion. So I'm going to go down the next turn. That's fine. At least I was able to get the poison on it. That was really good. That was the best I could do. It didn't do too badly. It got the poison on the Spiritomb, which is great. It took out the Dragonair and put the poison on the Grumpig. So it did a fairly good job spreading status and doing some damage. Now, I was thinking what I could swap in. I thought, since it would have been great to swap in Scizor here because I could have gone for those Steel Winds. Anyway, so bringing in Charizard. Now, Charizard was, this would very much suit this because it's already poison, right? And I'm a special defense tank, so I knew that I could tank all the special defense moves pretty easily. Unless it was like a sneaky mix set, which I was quite confident it wasn't. Anyway, so I'm gonna get confused by T-Dance, taking that pig into the sky, and it's gonna do some nice damage with poison. However, the Grumpig actually has a Citrus Berry, so that's gonna get some of its health back. At least that's burnt, that's good. So I'm going to snap out of Confusion right away, which is very, very lucky. And I'm going to hit the Grumpig for a Sky Drop. I don't have anything in attack. I've got max health, max special defense on this Charizard set. I think I went over it before. If I didn't, and I had the Yeah, that was it. That was my EVs. The last one was, I just put the last 4 in defense, I guess. That was the best thing. Skydrop really wasn't trying to do damage. Oh my god, that thick fat on fire spin. Anyway, Skydrop really wasn't damaging. It was more taking them into the air and getting that toxic to rack up, and just stalling out the opponent, really. Anyway, so the Grumpig is down, which is good. I'm glad to get rid of that thing. Now we have Fidget Spinner. So it's going to be the Starmie. So any type of water move was going to take me out. However, I thought, bugger it, I'm going to stay in because I had a couple of other Pokemon to swap into this, but I wasn't sure what it was going to do. It's going to be a Z move from the Starmie, and I can see straight away it's going to be like a water-based move. So I was like, well, if this is a special move, I could really like barely lift this one. It'd be interesting. Anyway, so I'm going to get hit by the whatever move that was. I wasn't sure, and that's going to take Charizard out in one shot. So that's Charizard down. So like that was like either a Hydro Pump or like maybe a crazy ass waterfall from a physical set. Anyway, so swapping in Rhyperior, I wanted to find out exactly what that water type move was, and the Starmie's going to go for a Swagger. So I was like, But then again, I found out after this what it actually was. It was a Psych Up Swagger Starmie set. I'm guessing that was Waterfall because it would have been a physical set. Then it would have copied my stat changes and used Waterfall. Anyway, so now we have the Rotom coming in. I went for the Rock Wrecker. It's such a brutal savage move. It hits so hard. Now I'm going to get hit by the Hex. Now, since I've seen Hex, I'm like, okay, it's probably got Thunder Wave or something it can't hit me with. Thunder Wave or Toxic. Continuing to go for the Hex. That's going to be a 3-hit KO against Rhyperior. Now I'm going to actually get out of that recharge mode, go for the Rock Wreck again. Such a sick animation with Rhyperior. I like how it puts the hands together and just a rock forms in there. So it's like a little mini planet. Anyway, so the Rotom's definitely going to go down. The last Pokemon is the Pyroar Female. Now it's going to be a physical set. I'm going to recharge. I'm going to hit me with a Crunch. Just going to leave that one. It's also got the Life Orb for a little bit more damage. So as soon as I seen that, I thought, okay, well, it's probably going to be a Moxie set, right? Because that would make sense. It's got an okay physical move pool. I mean, you can run stuff like, I'd say you could run like Return. I know that it's got Wild Charge, Crunch, those kind of moves. Anyway, so it's got the Moxie up, so it's going to be more of a formidable opponent now. However, we do have the Mighty Psyduck. I'm going to go for counter this time. The Pyro is going to go for Wild Charge. Obviously, that's super effective. Just in case I was probably running a crazy Everlight set. This time I wasn't. You know what I was running. I was running the Focus Sash and the counter set. And that's going to be more than enough for Psyduck to be able to take out the Pyro. Pyro taking a lot of damage there by the recoil from Life Orb and Wild Charge. And that is game. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. I might be able to get Pokemon Sweep up this Friday. We'll see about that one. Peace.